All right, Donald Trump despises globalists and he's dropping bombs all over Podcastistan and the woke Reich.
Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and save us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to, because I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about Bill Gates and the mark of the beast and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring. And George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil. Chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati.
How do I feel about Africa Bambaataa? There's a special place in hell for that nigga. There's a special place in hell. That man gonna bust hell wide open. Rest in peace. How about prayers to all his victims?
All right, the video you just saw there is unrelated to the topic of discussion today. It relates to yesterday's discussion about Africa Bambaataa. Of course, that is Hassan Campbell, known in the streets as Poppy. And he was the first victim to come forward. And they often give the credit to Ron Savage, unjustifiably so, especially since he reneged and tried to claim that his thing was consensual. In reality, Hassan was the one who came forward, and he stayed consistent with what happened, which means what he says happens is what happened. And I believe wholeheartedly in Hassan's story. But that's not the topic of discussion. You're watching the MC Too Tall show, and I am your hardcore, fierce, and sexy host, MC Too Tall. And I like cats. Today is Saturday, April 11th, 2026, and I ask of thee, what's the 4011 on 411? And I could tell you this, nothing. On this date, 38 years ago, absolutely nothing happened. God's honest truth. A boring, lame, mundane day in my life. Maybe a few cherry blossoms blossomed. Who gives a fuck about the cherry blossoms now? Certainly not I, saith John Krantz. Certainly not I. And so, now we're going to get to the real meat of the story. The real topic of discussion. Donald Trump went on blast, dropping bombs on Podcastistan. Podcastistan are what I call that band of renegades, or what they call the woke right or the woke Reich. These are people who claim they're not liberals, but they want to split up the solidarity of the right as if they are left. So many levels of hell where belong the left, and if you operate with the left, you are the left, and you belong in hell. So many levels of hell. And you've become a personal enemy of mine. Now, where are we going here? Donald Trump went in on Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Alex Jones. I never liked Alex Jones, and neither did the late, great William Cooper. William Cooper called him a bull-faced, miserable, stinking little coward liar. And Alex Jones often lies and sensationalizes on his broadcasts. And I don't get why people are still giving him a platform. And he only got the platform for the one thing he was semi right about. Not even all the way right about that. The gay frogs thing, we joke about it, ha ha he ha. I mean, there are frogs that actually naturally change their sex. But that has more to do with population control than it does these chemicals in the water. Maybe some of these chemicals in the water speed up the process or offset the process in some way, shape, or form, but like I said, he was only semi-right about that. Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson, I already told you in past broadcasts, we've lost them. They fell off. Candace Owens, I was actually on her side versus Ben Shapiro. And I take whatever Ben Shapiro says with a grain of salt. Tucker Carlson, I was on his side versus Mark Levin. And credit where credit is due, even though I don't deal with Mark Levin. Credit where credit is due. He is a good historian and a good researcher. And he's very accurate. Some would argue more so than even Bill O'Reilly. Not too sure about that because Bill is pretty good at this stuff as well. However, I was on Tucker Carlson's side versus Mark Levin because Mark Levin went a little bit too hard on Tucker, undeservingly so. Now, Megyn Kelly, I was thinking, oh no, don't pick on Megyn. She's cute. She's a blue-eyed blonde. Don't pick on Megyn Kelly. But then I'm looking at recent broadcasts, and I'm thinking to myself, who the hell is this person? Who is this? No, Megyn, no. That's not me. No. That's where I was going with that. There are people who supported Donald Trump in the 2024 election who now get offended by this hat. There are people who will actually tell me, I supported and voted for Donald Trump in 2024, but you ought to burn that hat. There are people that would call Donald Trump the F word. I don't think I've cursed up until now, so I'm going to try to be consistent with that. But anyway, yeah, I don't know Megyn Kelly anymore. She seems like a different person. She's angry. She's angry. Blood coming out of her. You know what? She's got blood gushing out of her. You know what? Because of what? A minor military operation that these hacks and quacks are going to call a war. We are not a nation at war. Let me repeat that, folks. We are not a nation at war. These cross-eyed fucktards. Oh my God, I cursed. These cross-eyed tards need to stop, okay? Just join the left, dye your hair blue, join hands with Hassan Piker, Cenk Fat Guy LMAO, join hands with who's the other guy? The really stupid, dorky looking guy. Not David Ackman, but you could join hands with him. But the even dorkier looking one, Brian Tyler Cohen. Join hands with him, right? Join hands with him, and then say "Kumbaya" together. Sing. Join hands with them. Sing "We Are the World." Because you podcasters out there, your plan is the plan of a boy. You made it on the back of a matchbook without thinking, without looking at the cards. I look at the cards every day. Look into the future. If it goes the way you plan it, I see this city destroyed. I see this country destroyed. And back under Democrat leadership. You guys are real sickos. You guys are real sickos if you're looking at it. If you're going to be one of those people that say both sides are bad, but the Democrats are the lesser of two evils, let me tell you something. If both are bad, they're not equally bad. The Democrats are worse. If one is good and one is bad, okay, the right is good, the left is bad. Well, and since my right is your left, the right is good, the left is bad. I'm telling you, you got some sick minds worse than the actual radical left. And I'll tell you why. Because with the radical left, you see them coming at you with their door knocker face, freaking pincushion face, whatever. Their hair dyed either blue, green, purple, orange, or whatever. And they're screaming at you about the rights of the most freaking obscure things on the face of the earth that turned in that card to the human race long ago. You see that coming. You already know that's coming. You don't expect it from people who have previously supported Donald Trump because they still look somewhat normal in appearance. They still look like they can blend with normal society. And let me tell you, it's not the conservative movement. It is not the conservative movement right now to oppose Donald Trump. That's a liberal move. That is a snowflake move. You are in a cult. You are brainwashed. You're in a freaking pedo cult. And you are the bad seeds that need to be plucked out. You are the bad seeds that need to be plucked out. Sometimes a war is good. It cleans the blood, as Clemenza once said. And I don't know what else to tell you, man. I don't know what else to tell you. But Donald Trump went in, and he had every right to go in. Right, little Harley? This is one of our newer additions. There's a kitten. There's a little kitten. This kitten's going to get even bigger. So he's got a heart shape on his nose there. If you turn him upside down, which I will do, if you turn him upside down, he's got a heart shape on his nose. And he's a good cat. He's still a kitten though. But we used to call him Hartley, but now we call him Harley. And we're gonna get a little motorcycle for him. Okay? Or give him a championship belt and make him like Harley Race. But anyway, Other than that, Trump went in on Podcastistan. Trump set off some bombs, yo. Some bombs. And he wasn't wrong to do so. Dana Lash posted this stuff on her broadcast. I'm on Dana's side with that. I am on Dana's side with that. So, I am in full agreement with what Donald Trump hath done. Full agreement. I'm on board. I'm here for it. I got nothing but respect for Donald Trump. And if you voted for a pedo, you ought to have your head open up with a bat. Brains, blah, spilled into the street. If you voted for a pedo, you should be treated like you're a pedo yourself. Okay? You ought to be exposed as a pedo and treated like a pedo yourself. So if you feel that the bat across the head is a little too harsh of a punishment, okay, life in prison. Life in prison, thrown in general population so that the fuckers in that prison know what you're there for and they can hand you their justice in your cell. Respect God, watch out for the Illuminati. Like, follow, share, comment, subscribe, tell all your friends about me. It's MC Too Tall. Hardcore, fierce, and sexy.